Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Seattle Broadcasting Company, SESN on SBC. I had my phone audio on for my stream. Delighted to bring you opening day here for Anaheim Stars and the St. Louis Archers on SBC. I'm joined here today with my co-play-by-play man, Tyrese Halliburton, and we have our behind-the-scenes man, Acerix, here to give you a smooth stream. All right, you guys can say hi now.
How y'all doing? So, as y'all know, I have streamed Major League, but however, it has been coming a little rocky. However, I came here with this sports network with Capitalist and others, and we are going to have some IPU. You may recognize me from streaming the IPU World Series last season, and I'm back. I am happy to be here, and let's bring it back to you, Capitalist.
All right. Actually, before we do, I just want to shout out Asterix. I want to say hi real quick.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Perfect. Yes, once again, hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Capitalist speaking. I'll be calling the St. Louis half innings on the air today. For those of you who don't know me, apparently some people who are following HEBB just happened to miss me. I streamed 21 games of the 34-game regular season for the Seattle Sonics last season, season 27. Of course, can't be in Major League season 28 with this contractual obligation. More than happy to be here, of course. So yeah, I called a couple playoff games. I was on Tyrese's stream for 2 Milwaukee streams. And other than that, 21 Seattle streams, including the tiebreaker and all those back-to-the-wall games down the stretch. And yeah, I was joined a couple times. Morgana's not here. Morgana usually is in on the weekend streams due to just having other stuff outside of HCBB community. And a couple occasions, of course, Tyrese. And one occasion, Settler, who is a original HCBBL player. Well, we're ready. We're almost ready here underway in St. Louis for first pitch. But before we do, Tyrese, you're have a little more insight on IPU, of course, having streamed last IPU season. I know you saw Fubon win the World Series. What is something that we should expect out of the level of play of IPU? Of course, these are greener players, but is the game roughly the same compared to a Major League game, would you say?
No, it's relatively less experience. Like, expect like a lot of errors, like a lot of the balls being thrown away, like into the dugout. A lot of the time, I've noticed that a lot. Specific examples include the wild card game of the San Diego Tropics and Philadelphia Surge last year. There was a lot of errors during that game, which resulted in San Diego winning against Philly. And really also what to expect is like surprisingly like one team will like score as many runs like ever. So like for example, like it's like kind of lopsided like on one team kind of thing.
Okay. I know, I think the last game of the season, the World Series final game, was like 10-1, I think. That's what. Yeah. So
like, but on very rare occasions, so we will have like close games, like for example, like that San Diego Philly game, and even the championship series game when the Ravens walked off the Firebirds, and also Game 1 of the World Series with that 4-run comeback, notably having that walk off with Puther. Anyway, I'm gonna stop my yappery. Back to you, Capitalist.
All right. Thank you very much, Tyrese. I appreciate that insight in IPU. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a either St. Louis win or an Anaheim win, of course. But the way in which they win will be one team will have it today and one team won't. I don't have the full lineups as I usually do for Seattle, of course. With more experienced players, it's harder to see exactly where they are, what position they're going to play. But as soon as we get that information during the game, we'll, of course, pass it along to you guys and keep repeating it. I can say that, well, actually, it's in the chat too, that Caleb Plays will be starting pitcher for St. Louis. Heard that some rumors over the wire that the starter for Anaheim will be a IPU veteran, basically someone who's played in prior seasons but didn't get enough at bats in either IPU, major league, or combination thereof to quote unquote graduate. Meaning they're no longer inexperienced. But that was merely rumors. Of course, we'll find out how good the pitcher is at first pitch. But
Yeah, sorry, I
no,
got one
you're
more
good.
thing.
Yeah.
I just got this is just in from the NBA and from the Golden State Warriors. Player or Moses Moody has been diagnosed with a torn patellar tendon in his left knee after a gruesome fall against the Mavericks in overtime.
Well, that's certainly not fun. Hope for speed recovery. I know Cade Cunningham just went down with a collapsed lung, uh, which is probably going to put him out for a couple weeks. I think he needs surgery.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Can't play on a
Yeah.
collapsed lung, that's for sure. But
True.
well, we're almost set underway here. I don't think there's much more to be said. First game of the season, blank slate. We'll find out. We'll play it as it lies. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is SESN on SBC, bringing you Anaheim at St. Louis, opening day here of the IPU, and we'll be back after a short intermission. Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready for first inning here. For those who were aware of the program guide, Tyrese will be calling the half innings for the ones that Anaheim are batting, the top halves, and I will be on for the bottom halves when St. Louis is at bat. Starting pitcher today for St. Louis should be Caleb Plays once they actually get put on the slab. I'll hand it over
And
to
of course,
Tyrese
I'm
now.
on St. Louis this side, but someone has to do Anaheim too. Anyway, we are just about set here, as Caleb Plays will be the pitcher for St. Louis on opening day here in baseball heaven. The good sport town of St. Louis. As we're having a little intermission here.
Yeah. I find it pretty funny that Anaheim didn't bring either their manager or their assistant manager to the game. So they have no idea how the lineup should be set.
I find that odd, as that's taken from all wide. We are underway. And that starts season 8 of IPU. And we're having a bit of delay here. We may have to have a different animation because one probably got banned.
Oh, what were they using? Because I don't have it.
They were using Darren O'Day, I think.
Is that one of the new ones that got banned? Because like the temp banned.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But they might have Killer the Beast Jake.
No, he has a no pitch clause. I think he was just resetting it.
Or it might be a ejection, but I mean, those are like if they find out mid-game.
I think they're rejoining the game. That's
Yeah.
that's my guess.
Most likely. The Stars wearing those dark unis today. Yo.
Looks like we can just see this discussion. I think the count got reset. So yeah. Okay.
I got reset, so I'm gonna redo that 1-0 count.
Yeah.
Opening day, which it's still not in the books.
That was the ceremonial first pitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Celebrities, if you know, you know.
All right.
As we geeked, will pitch.
Been said timeout.
Timeout, what?
No. Different pitcher. Okay, they say play ball. All right, we're finally underway here.
Play ball. We are finally underway after what feels like an hour delay. That is rifled back out of play. Foul. And now we are underway. As Ray, will bat. The 0-1 delivery. Take a high for ball one. Evens it up. It's 1-1. Pitch. That is rifled into the seats. Foul. It's 1-2. The 1-2 delivery. Take it low for ball two. It's 2-2. The 2-2. That is grounded foul, and he stays alive. Two pitch.
Oh,
Got him looking. That's how we start off the season. And Lurker will bat. Who has played last year for the Tropics and Archers. Pitch. Taken for ball one. It's 1-0. Hit a clutch home run in the 7th inning in the wild card against Philadelphia. Pitch. That is hit in the air to right center field. That is dropping down, and it's hit into the gap, and it's fielded by the right fielder, and he's rolling into second with a 1-out double. As we were saying, Tropics went on to win that game. Lurker. Swing and a miss. 0-1 for TU 8498. The 0-1. That is popped up. It's out of play. And it's quickly 0-2. To pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with that nasty pitch right there. 2 down. For Toria. Swing and a miss. 0-1. That is popped up and foul and nearly got it there, but results in a 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Take a high for ball one. It's 1-2. With 2 down, a runner on second. Things are just underway here in opening day. 1-2. Swing and a miss. That was swinging. May have had a double, but that's all they got. It is looking good on the mound for Anaheim. We'll give it back to Capitalist for the bottom half of the inning.
yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we step in here, it's going to be the playing manager, CP Fried. I forget what team he was with Major League last season, but I do remember his name. Well, either way, he's got a full team. They showed up early. He's got men on the bench today. I can't say the same for Anaheim. They showed up pretty late. Baseball is the pitcher, as that guy, there's someone else in a legal fielding position. I guess his name's just Baseball. So CP leading off today for the Archers.
Like what you said earlier, there's a lot of weird fielding in IPU.
Yeah, certainly would be interesting shift being right next to the pitcher as swings wildly there, that ball way inside on a slow curve. 0-2 the count. Baseball's ready from the stretch. Here it comes. Oh, paint to the corner, strike 3, and he knew it. Well, all 4 outs in this game have been by way of strikeout, as here comes Caleb plays. Was supposed to be the
even
pitcher.
if it's opening day, that's gotta sting.
Yes, was supposed to be the pitcher, but had the wrong animation, so I guess they won't be pitching today. Well, pops the first pitch up here. Vader's under it, makes the catch for the second out in the inning. So, just like that, 2 up and 2 down for St. Louis. And here's one of their IPU vets, Killer the Beast Jake, as I mentioned, on a no pitch, no catch clause on the count of his fine work on the hill in IPU. Well, baseball's ready, and here it comes. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get on the end of that one, just outside the range of the bat. Baseball comes again. Kicks, winds, delivers. Swing and a miss. Underneath that one. Count now 0-2.
Now what you don't want to do is like throw it inside to him. I will not know to count. Otherwise, you're gonna pay for that mistake.
Well, let's see. Right-hander is ready here, and swung on a miss. Strike 3, and down goes Killer Beast. So 1-2-3 went Seattle. Bottom half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Score remains nothing apiece.
Thank you, Capitalist, for that list on this half inning, as it's so far a pretty well pitched game for both sides. I can't say anything bad about how good they have been pitching, and yeah, just good pitching in general. As Eric Lurker will bat. Let's take it high for ball 1. It's 1-0. Right field is playing in near track. 1-0. That is line foul off the siding there. This is not the best hitter's ballpark.
Final score across the... Oh, sorry.
Popped up on the infield, under it, and 1 down.
Sorry, I was saying...
What we were saying?
Yes, final score across the wire, in Chicago. Hiroshima 3, and the Ravens nothing. Final 9 innings.
Wow. And Chino PZK2 will bat with 1 out. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Noticing all these bats are very swing trigger happy. Not really taking many pitches.
Yeah. One swing and a miss. 0-2. Anaheim Stars were pretty good last year. Upset the Shiba Lot Marines. The 0-2. Take it low for ball 1. It's 1-2. But like I was saying, they were shut out 1-0 against the number 1 seed Chicago Ravens. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gotta swing with that nasty pitch right there. 2 down. Baseball 35991 will pitch. No, a bat, I mean. Pardon me. As that is top of the first base side and fielded perfectly right there. And that's all for the top of the second inning. Now we'll hand it over to Capitalist.
Yes, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left in that inning. Geekd just got off the hill and steps in the batter's box. Fourth man up today for St. Louis. 4-5-6 coming up. Baseball still working for, Anaheim. Puts that one in there on the high part of the plate. Strike one on Geekd. Geekd's 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Just gave up a double. Way outside on that one. Strike 2. So, not much action here in the first 2 frames. Well, 1.5 frames, I suppose. just a pitcher's duel, I guess, early on as the IPU bats start warming up for the 22-game season ahead. The 0-2 swung on and missed over the top. Strike 3. And down goes another Archer. Well, here's Baster batting in the 5th position.
Like you said earlier, these two teams have been very sweet, happy.
Yeah, I've counted maybe like 3 balls pitched that were taken the entire game. Well, either way, here is the pitch from baseball inside, and there's the 4th one taken. I want to know the count. Well, right-hander's ready, and here she comes. Swung on and missed underneath that one. A nice hook high. Never had a chance of hitting the zone. So 1-1 the count here on Baster. Left-handed batter ready, right-handed pitcher ready, and here we come again. The pitch is a nice heater in there for strike 2. Couldn't catch up to that one. The change in speed and the change in pace of delivery. That one took a while to get started as Baster calls time here to regain the bearings. There's no way you throw a strike here.
Change of trend of like balls and strikes. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens here.
All right, well, 1-2 is on its way, and it's hit out to right field, but never a chance to make the fair line into the first deck here in St. Louis. And with a souvenir here, count remains at 1-2.
You see, they gotta like be less aggressive.
As here's the 1-2 pitch on its way, hit up in the air. That ball didn't look like a strike to me. And Anaheim under it for the second out, in the inning. So Baster gives it a little while. Here's Glubby. Just
really
signed
like how
before the game. You were
I really
saying?
like how the second baseman was trying to steal that catch in right field.
Yeah, well, anything to get impressive commendation from the playing manager, I guess. I guess it's better that they run towards the ball than run away from it. Well, either way, baseball's ready here, looking to make it 6 up, 6 down, as the official's behind me now. Count now. 1-0. I think they're trying to get. There's the catcher's AFK. Oh, do I have to get out? How do I get out? I forgot to get out.
No, you don't have to.
Okay. Are they saying for me to get out? No.
No.
Timeout.
It's like this catcher.
Okay. Is it because of the glove? Oh, pitcher's killed himself. Apologize for any viewers who were disturbed by the incident that just occurred on the mound. Someone forgot to drink water today. Collapsed. Happens to the best of us. Always drink water. I think.
There comes the ambulance on the field.
Yeah.
It just ran over the second baseman.
Well, either way, we're ready.
This
we're
is
ready
Bob
again.
Madden.
The Mar Hamlin ambulance.
Oh my lord.
Looks like baseball still pitching. Oh yeah, had to change the hat. That makes sense, as that's a high one. And count now 2-0. First 2-ball count for any batter in this affair thus far. Baseball working quickly, and here it comes. That is hit weakly. Catcher did not get up. The ball is in play. The throw is not in time. So Glubby aboard with one of the one of the singles of all time, and I'll leave it at that. Catcher did not react in any way, shape, or form until the ball
So
was
back to
almost there.
Madden, bro. Like, hold on.
As Juju steps in, ball outside, count 1-0.
But like, back in the like 90s, they had ambulances run over players.
Well, glad we're not playing Madden in the 90s. Well, maybe actually rather, because the games are probably better made back then. As it's 1-1 on Juju, swung and miss underneath that one. Glubby leading off of first, as that is belted out of right field, but makes the seats again, just barely. Always hooked, and never hooked left. Count now 1-2.
Yeah, it's a little early.
Here's the pitch. Low, and the count now even at 2 apiece, so deuces are wild here in St. Louis. Bottom half of the second inning, no score. Runner first, runner on. Here's a 2-2, fouled. He just got a piece of it. He was not going to catch up to that one, and the late swing keeps him alive. So we'll do it again, count 2-2. Baseball's ready, checks the runner, comes back now from the stretch. Outside, and the count full. Also, again, first 3-ball count of this affair. So Juju making baseball work early here. First time around.
Biggest pitch of the game already.
No kidding. Payoff pitch on its way. Here it comes. And he walked. The fastball was high above the letters. And now there's runners at first and second. So very good plate discipline from Juju, of course. Very hittable
now,
pitch.
one thing I don't get is walking him with a runner on and 2 out.
Well, I can always ask after, as I was going to say, very good plate discipline, of course. Ball hittable, as per Dizzle is on down now, strike 1. But rather guarantee getting on. Sometimes you hit the ball to surefire ball you can hit. Just doesn't matter where you hit it, as baseball is working handily now, bearing down on Perdizzle. That was won by the hands. Count now 0-2. 2 men on here. Here's the pitch. Hit up the middle towards second base. It's over its head. Rounding third and heading home is going to be Glubby. Center fielder up with it as Juju heads to third base and will be in there safely. Runners at the corners, in the first run of the game has scored, and it's first blood to St. Louis. It was a well-placed hit. And now, the 9-man up. What did you do? Batting with runners at first and third, looking to keep the rally going.
That walk must have stung a lot.
Yeah.
Because if he just threw that strike, they would have been out of the city.
Well, you never know until you have your hindsight. Hindsight, of course, being 2020. What did you do? Way out in front of that, strike 1. I actually didn't catch the last batter's name. Can't track back like usually on YouTube. First time streaming on Twitch. Here's the 0-1. On. What did you do? Baseball now in a bit of a jam, looking to get out of it quickly. 2-out rally on the cards. Didn't connect with that one. Looked like the timing was right, just not the placement. Here's the 0-2. Pitch is high, and the count now 1-2. So 1 2/3 innings here, and 30 pitches already on baseball's register. Working himself tired already. Checking the runner at first. Runner at third. Now set. Here's the pitch. On the outside of the plate. Well, what did you do? Could not get it. Either way, it's an RBI single that brings the first runner home. It was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left.
Yes, thank you, Capitalist. We head to the top of the 3rd inning here on opening day in the great baseball city of St. Louis. Different type of atmosphere, always here in St. Louis. As St. Louis leads 1-0. The pitch taken. Low for ball 1. It's 1-0. As Surveyor will bat the throw is taken for strike one. It's 1-1. One pitch. Just take it outside. It's 2-1. Two one. That is hit to second, and that's out number one. That is hit grounded to second again. The third of first is out. Number two. As we flip the order over again. And Ray will bat. Oh for 1 today with a strikeout. Pitch. Ball one upstairs. It's 1-0. Pitcher sets and fires. That is hit in the air to deep right center field. Well hit, gone. And just like that, this game is tied. A mammoth shot for Ray with 2 down, 2.
Well, he just reached down for that one. I think that ball might have been just under the zone. No doubt about it off the bat. Just a good pitch. In all honesty, I guess it was a curve that hung a little too long, but you know, if you reach out for it and you hit it with that much power, you deserve a home run any day of the week.
Yeah. Lurker will bat 1 for 1 with a double. That is hit into right center field again, but this one results in being caught. The Anaheim Stars have tied it on a home run by Ray and we'll hand it over to Capitalist for the bottom half of the inning.
Yep, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, none left in that inning for Anaheim. Score even at 1 apiece. As we enter the bottom half of the third, it's going to be 1-2-3 CP. Kayla plays and Killer Beast, as that is hit out to left center field on the first pitch. Fielder's not in position, I believe. The shortstop was there. The third base for some reason is not on the bag, as the catcher now has to run. It's going to be a close one, and he is safe. And I was about to say there was no one at home. Well, CP makes up.
Short on players.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me, capitalizes on the poor fielding. Yes, it looks like they're missing a third baseman as he's running over there now.
We'll just call it a capitalist.
Okay, well, Caleb Play steps in now, 0 for 1 today. Popped to catcher in the first. That was CP's first hit of the day as well. Struck out looking. Open up the frame. Well, 1-0 on Kayla now, and swung and missed at about roughly the same pitch, I'd say. But 1-1 now. In the count.
On one player.
Well,
catcher.
That's what happens when you're missing your manager and your assistant manager and all the King's horses and all the King's men. It's 1-2 now on Kayla, as baseball looking to keep the score 1 apiece. Way high, uncompetitive pitch, in all honesty. CP capitalized with good base running. They're at third. Here's a 2-2. Swung and missed. That ball was in the catcher's mitt by the time Kayla swung, I'd have to say. Fastball outside, no chance of making any contact with it. Well, if I were the manager, I'd call for a bunt here. Well, maybe you can't because there's no catcher, but in all honesty, that's what I would have done. 1-0 on Jake. Jake struck out swinging in his first at-bat of the season in the first inning. That's hit out to left field. Beat the shift. Corner outfielders playing in towards center. CP will score easily. And it'll just be a long single for Jake. So the score, now 2-1. Jake
They letting the
breaks it back
veterans
open.
play, I see.
Yeah. CP and Killer the Beast Jake, both of course with some prior experience coming into this game, that have been the deciding factor thus far. Well, of course I can't mention Glubby, who literally got signed like hours before the season started, and Perdizzle with the RBI single. Juju had a good long at-bat. Geekd, the pitcher, fouls that one to third base. The third base dugout, excuse me. Been pitching handily. Just a couple of bad pitches. I would honestly say the good pitch on the home run ball, which is kind of funny. But 1 and 2 as that clips the corner.
He probably had to rush to pack his things and get on that private jet just in time.
Well, anyhow, 1-2 on its way. Fouled. First base side, staying alive there. Geek struck out swinging in the second inning and has thrown 4 strikeouts to help his cause. Looking to further aid it, but fouls out one to the third base coach's box. That had no chance of making the zone, but sometimes with 2 strikes, you just got to expand a little and fight them off. Hope you get a good pitch. Baseball knows that, and looking to stop the bleeding, and nails it shut. Geek strikes out on a freezer by the hands on the high and inside corner. And just like that, there's 2 outs here in this inning. And Baster comes
Last
up.
thing you'd want if you're the Archers here.
Yeah, well, at least they already got the lead here as that pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. A hard slider, but no chance of making the zone. Well, Baster is awaiting the 1-0 and swings and misses. That was a good pitch in the zone. Baster just couldn't time it up. 1-1 the count. So Jake stays off first with the RBI single that made the score 2-1. And Baster looking to keep this inning alive. 2-1 from baseball on its way. Hit out to right center field. That's going to hit by the bullpen here. Rounding second and heading to third is going to be Jake. Center fielder just got up with the ball. Jake is surely going to score from this position. Baster with a stand-up double, and Jake makes the score 3-1. So, how about that? With 2 strikes, Baster, the second baseman today, gets a hold of one, sends it a nice distance. Of course, didn't make the center field wall, but RBI double just as good as a solo home run. Glubby on here now with the runner in scoring position. Started the scoring. Looks like Lurker is going to come in to pitch. Jake with a mad dash from first to third, a la Enos Slaughter, a St. Louis Cardinal great and World Series champion of 1946 with the Cards. As Lurker has seen enough from baseball. That was the 3rd run that they surrendered. Was responsible for the runner on second. It's 2-0 now on Glubby. So baseball goes 2 2/3 innings, gives up 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. We'll yet to see how many runs, struck out 3 and walked 1. And did not give up a home run. As that's hit straight in the air and behind. I think it made the screen. Count now 3-1 on Glubby. Had a nice clean single and came around to score when Perdizzle, RBI single, swings and misses, was over the top of that one, and now the count full at 3-2. So Lurker looking to stop the bleeding here. Payoff pitch on its way from the southpaw. Here it comes. It's popped to foul again, and no catcher, no chance of getting that one. So Glubby with the second chance here. And full count pitch is fouled. Literally backwards. And, well, I don't know how he got a hold of that one. but got a hold of it he did. So, count full still. Here's the... Oh, he froze him on the outside edge of the plate, and he knew it as he heads back to the dugout. So, that ends the scoring here. In the bottom half of the third, it was 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So,
Yep,
top
you,
half of the fourth
Capitalist.
scores 3 St. Louis and 1 Anaheim.
And that is hit and over the head of the second baseman, and it results in a leadoff hit for the Stars, and they got something brewing. As Eric Lurker will bat 0 for 1 today. That is hit up the middle, base hit. And 2 hits to begin the inning. And that ball gets away.
Oh.
And runner will get to third. Tying runners at second. And Chino PZK2 will bat 0 for 1.
Well, prime scoring chance here. If you're Anaheim, you surely have to score. That's going to be a throwing error on the center fielder. Of course, errant throw. E8 on the single.
Strike 1. 0-1. Go on, swing and a miss. 0-2 now.
Interesting choice by the catcher to throw down to first with no one on there. Not my call.
Indeed. It's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Gets him swinging on 3 pitches. And baseball 35991 will bat 0 for 1 today, as he's also the pitcher. He's been dealing today. Except for those 3 runs, as that's popped up. And out number 2. And after back-to-back hits, they're 2 down.
Yeah, I mean, Anaheim, like you said, no outs, got runners second and third, courtesy of the St. Louis defense, and you just got to put the ball in play, and of course, ball in play, but not like a pop-up to catcher. At least a sacrifice fly.
That's taking the ball 1. It's 1-0. Just to tie the game up. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. It's 1-1. One one. 2-1. Two-one delivery. Swing and a miss. Evens to count up. It's 2-2. Full count.
For the gentleman who just asked, any tips on how to get signed? I don't know if there's tryouts anymore, Jedi, but some of these teams, such as Anaheim, could use some extra players to fill out the roster. So I would join the team servers and ask around.
That is popped up over the mound, but still able to get. And they escaped the jam right there.
What do
Well,
you guys
that's
think are
all
gonna
there
win?
is. The score is 3-1, St. Louis.
What'd
We'll
you
hand
say?
it over to Capital.
What'd you say, Acerix?
What do you guys think is gonna win?
I mean, I mean,
Louis.
I'm a little biased here. I'd say St. Louis. St. Louis been playing better, of course, and got the runners over the plate, unlike Anaheim. Left runners at second and third. It was no runs on 2 hits, no runs, 2 left in that inning for the Stars, as Archer's up to bat here, starting off with Juju. Had a long walk in the second inning that allowed Perdizzle to come up and single home Glubby with the game's first run. That was like a 12-6 curveball that was outside of the zone, way slow, but Juju still swung at it. So less plate discipline here. New pitcher, Lurker, 0-2, fastball high, maybe a knuckleball. Did not pull the trigger on that one. It'll be 7-8-9, Juju, Perdizzle, and what did you do? As that's inside, and the count even now at 2 apiece. St. Louis has been better at the dish and in the field, as that's hit out to left, but yay foul. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Southpaw's ready. Quick pitch. That's hit out to sky center, but it's not going to make the distance. Just dies by that 457-foot sign. First out in the
Just a bit
inning.
early there.
If he'd hit it out to right or left, of course, it would be going, and gone. But instead he's going, gone to the dugout, as here comes Perdizzle, 1-for-1 today with that RBI single in the second. Looking to add on here. Inside pitch, locked him up and had a swing, and swing he did. Well, 0-1 now. Lurker has come on in relief of baseball, shut the door in the third, and looking to keep the score where it is and hope Anaheim can catch back up with at least 2 runs of their own. As Perdizzle fouled that one by the first base dugout. And we'll do it again. 0-2 now. Oh, tough pitch to hold up on there. Slider that just missed the corner. And now the count 1-2. So here we are, and he swings and misses. Strikes out. Lurker up the pace on him, and he just could not catch up to that fastball as Matthew pinch hitting for what did you do now? Perdizzle strikes out. What did you do? Struck out swinging in his lone at bat in the 9th position. So Matthew coming here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And 1-0 quickly on him. And the pitch, that was served and hit up the middle. Left fielder's not going to get there in time. It's going to fall, and he slips there. Ball's by the warning track. It's going to be a stand-up double for Matthew, unless he chooses to slide. And he's was going to run to third, but that was never going to be the right avenue of approach. So he stays at second base with a 2-out double. Brings up CP, who had a 1-pitch at bat his last time up. It was going to be a double, and then the third baseman ran over to second base, and there was no one at third. So he ran to third and had a triple. 1-0 the count, as that was a knuckleball high. Batting with a runner in scoring position for the first time, he struck out looking to open up today's game. The 1-0 is swung and a miss, strike one underneath. Well, Lurker is really looking to pitch quick here and just missed the zone. Slow curve. About just above the letters and outside. Southpaw is ready. Facing his lefty compatriot, and here it comes, and that came in quick. That almost makes the second deck here in St. Louis, but about, I don't know, an acre foul. As deuces are wild here, and the pitch is inside, and another full count, this time on the St. Louis playing manager. Runner on second is Matthew. He doubled, and here's the payoff pitch. Oh, he froze him. Strike three. A very good pitch by no stretch of the imagination from Lurker. 2. Prevent any scoring, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And to the top half of the 5th we go. Score remains St. Louis 3 and Anaheim 1.
Gotta have faith in the underdogs.
Yep, and as we head into the next inning here, and
Final scores in other games: Minnesota 1, Pittsburgh 10, Dolphin Dimes 14 strikeout complete game. In Miami, Florida 4 and Miami 5.
that is ground to foul. It's 2-1.
I think CP just had to take himself out of the lineup because he had 2 at-bats.
Oh. That is lined to right field and caught.
Oh, actually, he had 3. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. All I know is that they have to leave during the 7th inning stretch.
To Ray, 1 for 2 with a home run. That is hit into the gap of left center field, and that is down into the wall. And he is gonna get the second with a 1-out double.
How eerie.
Two and 0. For Lurker, 1 for 2 today. That is 1 foul. It's 2-1. That is hit into the upper deck. Foul. Two and 2. That is hit, and that is down into the wall. Runner around third is scoring, and that is going to be a long single. They cut it between 1. That is hit at foul. It's 0-1. And that is hit into right field. Couldn't see it, and that is down into the corner. It goes. He is on his horses. Around third, but he's going to stay there. Strike one, it's 0-1. That is down for a hit.
I'm back for Anaheim.
Yeah, score even now. How about that?
That game
Always gotta have faith.
Junior, you're not supposed to DM anyone. You're supposed to join the team servers. I think most of them have you post your stats, a couple batting practice videos. That's how you get on the team. They'll reach out to you if they want to sign you. That's all I know. In the IPU server? Well, maybe some managers just aren't paying attention. But again, I would join the team servers for all the separate teams, and I would ask the managers there.
And that is foul. 1 and 2. And that is there's 1 and there's 2. Double play. And we'll hand it over to Capitalist.
Yep, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. I keep forgetting that they only have 8 players in the field. As that double play, very timely, started by the glove of Baster. As that's hit out to right by Kayla, 0 for 2 today, and foul. It's going to be 2, 3, 4 for St. Louis. Kayla, Jake, and Geekd are the men to follow. Swung and missed. And the count now 0-2 on Kayla. Pop to catcher in the first. There is no catcher for Anaheim anymore. Struck out swinging in the third. Lurker still working handily as that is hit out to right. Looks like they're missing another player, but the first baseman is going to be there to make the catch. There's one down in this bottom half of the 5th. So the score knotted at 3 apiece, but the Anaheim players are dwindling. As here comes Jake now. 1 for 2 today, excuse me. RBI singled, home, CP in the third. Strikeout swing in the first. That's hit up the middle, and that's the wrong camera, and that's caught by the second baseman for the second out here. So 2 up and 2 down in the snap of a finger. As here comes We Geekd. Geekd has pitched well over the course of the 4 innings before that top half of the 5th, but gave up a lot of traffic. Still got out of a corner's jam with a nice double play ball. Swings and misses. Strike 1 could definitely help the cause here with a timely piece of hitting. Here with 2 outs, a strikeout swinging in the second as they foul it back to the screen. Strikeout looking in the third. Looking to avoid a hat trick here as down 0-2 in the count. Lurker looking to stop it here. Swung and missed underneath that one by a country mile. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for St. Louis, so the score remains knotted at 3 apiece.
That was... one inning, and take Capitalist. This baseball 35991 will bat. That is popped up. And out number 1.
It looks like the catcher was AFK, but heads up fielding there. Get the out nonetheless.
Strike 1. It's 0-1. Oh, a 2 now. And that is at the third, and out quickly. There's 2 downs. And Mosity View Easily Pro. 0 for 4 come up. 0 for 2. Okay. That is popped up. And caught. And we'll hand it over to the Capitalist.
Yep, another 1-2-3 inning, and we're back here in the bottom half of the 6th. Score remains tied at 3 apiece. Anaheim was down 1-0 early on the back of Perdizzle RBI single. He's due up 4th in this inning, 8th in the lineup. Then Anaheim answered back with a Ray solo shot, made it 1 apiece. Kel the Beast Jake singled home CP fried in the third, and was in turn doubled home by Baster, who has just laced that one to center field for the first out. That made it 3-1 as Glubby comes up, scored the first run of the day. Then, in the top half of the 5th, it was Ray and Lurker who scored. Lurker RBI singled home Ray, and Alter doubled to advance the runner to third, and Eric RBI singled home to make the score 3 apiece. It's 1-0 on Glubby now. 1 for 2 today. Struck out swinging last time around in the third, and then aforementioned single and score in the second. Takes a pitch there on the outside corner. Do these games take as long as MLB games? I would say usually they're about 2 hours. I mean, this one almost 2/3 of the way through, of course. I called a 13-inning game by myself, tiebreaker game between Seattle and Portland last season, round 34 of a 33-game season. That took about 3 hours. And also I didn't have anything to drink, so that was fun. But here's a 2-2. Swung and missed. Could not catch up to that one. It's a pretty slow day at the office here after some early exploding. So everyone a bit sluggish. Lurker making him pay. So here steps up Juju, 0 for 1 with a long walk. Yeah, I'd say about the same length. It depends. I see MLB games probably about 2.5 hours nowadays usually. I mean, it was a college game. I went on a date on Sunday, about 2.5 hours. It got ended early, actually. It was a mercy. As
Wow.
Juju fouls that one off, 1-1. I think the final score was like 14-4, something like that. Yeah, no pitch clock back then. I mean, as that's fouled again, 1-2. I think the pitch clock's been good for baseball. I mean, I don't know if it's brought more people in, but definitely speeds up the pace of play, as Juju has struck out swinging to end the inning. And for some reason, HEBB, the stretch happens in the top half. So we'll briefly pause for station identification. This is the Seattle Broadcasting Channel Corporation, streaming the Seattle Electronic Sports Network, SESN.
Might be time for a scheduled
Amazing
ad break.
seeing it by me.
Yeah, it should
Thanks,
have
Capitalist,
cut to
for-
one of those WBC ads.
Yes, bro.
This video is sponsored by 8 Zempic.
Ozempic. We're not sponsored.
As Ray will bat 2 for 3, and has already homered in this game. Is the 1-0 hanging outside? It's 2-0. So that's taken for strike 1. It's 2-1. And that is line foul. It's 2-2. And out. Number one.
Oh yeah, no, I think Morgana is on the count right now. Yeah, I guess we're sponsored by Carl's Clam Chowder. The creamiest clam chowder in the Pacific Northwest. 12 strikeouts in a game gets you a free bowl of nice, hot, heaping clam chowder from Carl's Clam Chowder. Oh,
And that's a heck of a play right there.
Hello, Undertale music.
oh, that's right. You don't have it. You don't have the audio muted.
So much more fun that way.
And that is a big set and 2-out hit. And popped up. Should end the inning, and that does end the inning. And we'll head it over to Capitalist.
Yep, but no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Strikeout 4. Geekd brings his tally up to 6. So if he strikes out the next 2 frames, strikes out the side next 2 frames, that's 12 strikeouts and free clam chowder. Well, the Mighty Lion is getting his first at-bat of the day, batting for Perdizzle with that RBI single, as it's 1-0 on Lion. Mighty Lion. That pitch in there, count now 0-2. So, pinch hitting here in the bottom half of the 7, the score, tied at 3 apiece. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Not even close. Well, for Perdizzle, by the way, 2 at-bats with that RBI single and a strikeout, and nothing else to it. Here's Matthew, second at-bat of the day, pinch hit for What Did You Do, and doubled in the 4th. Count quickly 0-1. Lurker is working fast, lightning quick. 0-2 now. And Frozen, strike 3. That change in pace really got Matthew, as 2 men down by way of strikeout, courtesy of Lurker. Here is Sharky getting his first at-bat of the day. Pinch hitting for CP here. CP went 1 for 3 today with a triple and 2 strikeouts. And came around to score as Sharky hits that one out to right center. Right fielder underneath there to make the catch and end the inning. Another 1-2-3, and at the top of the 8th we go. Score remains Seattle, Anaheim 3, and St. Louis 3.
And that is popped up. And almost got it right there. It's strike 1. And that is foul. It's quickly 0-2. And gotta look it. And Surveyor 1 will bat 0 for 3. That is and out. And that is foul again. He stays alive. And got him. Ends the top half of the inning. We'll hand it over back to Capitalist.
Yep, another 1-2-3 inning. Let's hope we don't go to extra innings at this rate. Jedi, just Acerix. I've only played public servers, and Tyrese has also been around the game a while. As is Morgana, who's on the count right now. It's just Acerix.
I've also been in the game a while.
Yes. As 1-0 on Kayla. Kayla 0 for 3 today. Was supposed to be today's starting pitcher, but showed up with the wrong pitching animation, and a banned one, and was lucky not to be ejected from the game. It's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Hit foul. And made one of the suites here in St. Louis. So a nice millionaire coming home with a souvenir that they probably could have just bought off eBay. Here's the 1-2. Inside by the head. Count now even at 2 apiece. Just HCBB. I did not play HHCL. Swung and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Kayla for the 4th time today. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts now. Here is Jake. An RBI single in the 2nd. And nothing else before or since. 1 for 3 today. Also came around to score that inning. Takes the first pitch, ball 1. Lurker came on in the 3rd inning with 2 outs in relief of baseball. And has worked a masterful 4 1/3 frames. He has given up only 1 hit, struck out 8 in the course of that. But Jake here has ripped one to right field, and it's in the bullpen and gone for a home run.
Wow.
Well, how about that from Kill the Beast Jake? Has just flipped the script here. It's 4-3 St. Louis in the blink of an eye. I genuinely had no idea that was going to be gone until I saw it in the bullpen. So, chalk 1 up to St. Louis, chalk 1 up to Jake. And Lurker, as I just said, had been pitching so masterfully. Only 1 hit. Absolute lights out work. Just gives too good of a cookie. And Jake, the veteran, capitalizes on that one.
Damn it, Anaheim, I have money on you.
Well, never take gambling advice from Acerix, as it's 1-0 inside on Geekd. Who do you have winning the Women's Under-19 World Cup, Kai? North Korea?
Good question, good question. Oh. I'd have to give it to Lebanon.
Alright, well, don't tell Bob Ketter, who's a member of Parliament for Kennedy in Australia, 1 and 2. He hates being called Lebanese. Geekd, 0 for 3 today. 3 strikeouts, 1 looking and 2 swinging. Potential to strike out again. And they do. Second strikeout of the inning. 4th strikeout of the day for Geekd. So, I think that's, what do they call? Golden sombrero? Or is that when you have 5? It's 0-1 on Baster now. Steps in. Right-handed batter's box. 1 for 3 today with an RBI double in the 3rd. Made the score 3-1. Looking to add on to that. 2 flyouts. 1 to center. 1 to right. But the count quickly 0-2. Lurker looking to put the pass behind him. And here's the pitch. I said here's the pitch. What the heck? Did my internet crash?
No, you're here.
I'm here. I'm in the game, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah,
The field is frozen. I think Lurker might have been the one to crash. Yep, there he goes.
Oh.
Bye-bye. Well, I was so confused because he was in the middle of his windup, and
The pitch was too strong.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, Moss is in here now. I have no idea if they're actually supposed to be the pitcher, but only 1 strike to get. Surely anyone. Yep.
Go Moss.
Here's the pitch. Fouled.
Oh.
So, with Moss's pitch, Lurker cannot re-enter the game on the mound, and Baster has struck out. Swinging, I think that was a bunt. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors and none left. To the bottom half of the 8th we go, and the score now St. Louis 4 and Anaheim 3.
I believe in the power of the home run. Come on, Anaheim.
All right, bro, back it up.
I need Anaheim to win, man. Good pitch.
16 strikeouts today for St. Louis while batting, mostly because of Lurker. That's Matthew on the mound as TU has hit it up the middle, second to first for the first out of the inning. Excuse me, it's the top half of the 9th, not the top half of the 8th. So there's 2 outs left to go for the Stars. Excuse me. Ray now.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back. That is taken for strike 1. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Taken for ball 1. It's 1-1.
Those balls are great to see.
It's 2-1 now. And out number 2. That is lined into
Ooh.
right center field, and that is down into the wall. And gonna be at 2 with a double.
Yes.
Who is this kid, bro? Saying yes on my stream for the team I'm not streaming for?
Always root for the underdogs.
I'm pretty sure in the power rankings. No, actually, I think they were towards the bottom, actually. So was St. Louis. St. Louis was like 10th out of 12.
And that's ball 1.
Anaheim, because Anaheim, California.
And that is
Oh.
caught, and the Archers win opening day.
Well,
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us here today. We'll end it off for Capitalist.
yes, good day at the ballpark for St. Louis. Winning pitcher will be Geekd, who worked 8 nice innings on the hill. Matthew with the save. I'm just calculating the final tallies here. Of course. For Geekd, we'll start off with the pitching. 8 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Struck out 8, walked none, gave up a home run. For Matthew, who got the save. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks, no home runs. And for Anaheim, losing pitcher is going to be Lurker, who, hard-pressed loser, he pitched well. Baseball started, went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, struck out 5 and walked 1. Lurker in 5 innings, gave up only 2 hits, 1 run earned, struck out 10, gave up a home run. And Moss finished the inning, 1/3 of an inning, struck out 1, and nothing else to it there. So, for St. Louis, starting off in the leadoff spot was CP Fried, 1 for 3 with a triple, runs scored, and struck out twice. Sharkey got 1 at bat, went 0 for 1. Then in the second position was Caleb Plays, went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Batted third was Killer the Beast Jake, had the game-winning home run, and went 2 for 4 on the day. 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs, also struck out once. Geekd followed in the cleanup spot, 4 at-bats, 4 strikeouts. Then was Baystar, who went 1 for 4, with an RBI double in the 3rd inning and struck out once. Batting in the 6th position, Glovey, 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, and a pair of strikeouts. Juju in the 7th, 0 for 2 with a big walk and a strikeout. Then batting in the 8th position was Perdizzle to start, 1 for 2, RBI single, and a strikeout. Then Mighty Lion struck out in the 7th inning pinch hitting. Went 0 for 1. Then What Did You Do opened in the struck out swinging, 0 for 1. Matthew pinch hit in the 4th and went 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. So, yep, okay, everything checks out. Now for Anaheim, who of course had less players, so the lineup moved around a bit, but I think I have everything in order. Leading off was Ray Ray, who had 5 at-bats, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, and an RBI off a solo home run and struck out twice. Then was Lurker, who went 2 for 4, in addition to his handiwork on the hill. RBI single and a run scored off that hit. Then TU had 2 at-bats and went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. For Alter, batting in the 4th position, had 5 at-bats and made it with 4 hits, no RBIs, no runs, and a strikeout. Then was Eric, 2 for 5 with an RBI single in the 5th. 6th was Chino, who went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. In the 7th was Baseball's starting pitcher, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Surveyor, 0 for 4. And Most, 0 for 4. So, for the Traveling Stars, it was 10 hits all told, and 3 runs, of course. For the victorious St. Louis Archers, it was 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. They were out hit, but more importantly, 4 runs to 3. So, final score again from St. Louis, Seattle, St. Louis 4, Anaheim 3. And before we go, I'm just going to say F6. The reason I turned off clipping is we're going to put highlights on our YouTube channel, which is linked to the link tree. So that will do it here from St. Louis. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say?
Umpire was paid.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, it was really fun returning back to IPU, man. Thank you for bringing me along.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate you coming along, and thank you, Acerix, for working the scoreboard behind the scenes.
I will.
Keep the stream smooth.
I will plan on coming here more, that's for sure.
All right, well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening today. Final score again from St. Louis. Archers win 4-3 over the Anaheim Stars. Winning pitcher was Geekd. Losing pitcher was Lurker, who came on in relief. We'll see you tomorrow, where I believe they take on Florida. And once again, that will do it. This was the Seattle Electronic Sports Network on the Seattle Broadcasting Company. And saying good night and best wishes.
God bless y'all.